You walk into a room and feel its temperature long before you check a thermostat. Air carries stories. Hushed conversations change the way sound moves. Laughter colors the corners with warmth. Without thinking, your body adapts. Your shoulders soften if the energy is gentle. Your jaw tightens if something feels off. Reading people is like reading a room. It begins with noticing, not guessing. Instead of trying to analyze them like a puzzle, you let them unfold like weather patterns. You pay attention without rushing to interpret. You feel the pause between their words, the moment their eyes dart away, the way their hands tighten around a glass. It isn't about judgment. It's about being present enough to catch what is always being communicated beyond the surface. The ability to read someone instantly is not mind reading. It's attunement to the subtle language you have ignored when you are busy with your own thoughts. Consider a quiet cafe. A man sits alone, his book open but unread. Every few seconds, he looks at the door. His foot taps. You imagine he is waiting for someone. You see anticipation in his posture. Across the room, two women lean toward each other, voices low. Their heads nod in unison. Their hands mirror each other. Their bodies speak of trust and intimacy. At another table, a girl scrolls through her phone, biting her lip. Her shoulders slump slightly. Maybe she is anxious. None of this requires psychic powers. You simply notice details. The flicker in a smile that doesn't reach eyes, the speed of breathing, the tension in muscles. Reading people instantly is about seeing what they show, not projecting what you hope or fear. It is about suspending your own story long enough to see theirs. Empathy is a sense before it is a skill. It means feeling alongside, not thinking about. When you meet someone new, resist the urge to fill the silence with your voice. Let their pace guide the conversation. Ask questions that open space rather than questions that narrow it. How has your day been? Invites a different answer than, are you stressed? Notice how they respond. Do they speak quickly, as if rushing through life? Or do they pause to find words? Do their eyes wander as if searching for an escape? Or do they meet yours steadily, comfortable in connection? Reading anyone instantly often means reading their comfort with themselves. The more comfortable someone is, the more congruent their words and actions. Incongruence stands out. A laugh that feels forced, a compliment accompanied by a frown. These are clues. They tell you where their mind and heart are not aligned. Imagine two people arguing. One speaks louder, arms flailing, words sharp. The other retreats, nodding, avoiding eye contact. On the surface, it may seem the loud one is in control. Look deeper. Notice the tightness around their mouth, the flushed cheeks, the shallow breaths. Their anger is masking fear. They fear being unheard, dismissed, powerless. The quiet one is not necessarily weak. Maybe they have learned that silence disarms aggression. Or maybe they have been taught that their voice is dangerous. When you read them, you see their stories behind their roles. You see the child in the loud one who wasn't listened to, and the child in the quiet one who was punished for speaking. You read their history in their present. Reading people instantly is not about labeling them. It's about understanding that everyone carries unseen chapters. Your own body is an instrument. When you are with someone, tune into how you feel. Do you tense up? Do you feel drained after a few minutes? Do you feel energized? Often, your body picks up cues before your mind processes them. If you feel anxious around someone for no obvious reason, check if their tone is clipped, their gaze darting, their posture rigid. Your nerves might be mirroring theirs. If you feel unexpectedly calm, Maybe it's because they are centered. Use your body as a barometer, not as a judge. It tells you about the emotional climate. Reading people instantly is relational. It includes you. You are part of the system you observe. By noticing your reactions, you learn about them and about yourself. Storytelling helps make sense of what you read. When someone speaks, listen for the themes. Do they focus on blame or responsibility? Do they tell stories of being a victim or a survivor? Do they express curiosity about others or remain self-centered? These narratives reveal values and fears, but be cautious. Your interpretation is filtered through your own beliefs. You might label someone as selfish when they are simply practicing boundaries, or you might see shyness where there is careful thought. Reading people instantly requires humility. You are interpreting signs, not discovering absolute truth. Approach with curiosity. I wonder what makes them act this way. That question opens pathways for deeper understanding. Non-verbal cues are universal and cultural. Some gestures mean different things in different contexts. A nod might mean yes in one culture and no in another. A smile might be politeness rather than happiness. To read someone well, learn about their background. Context matters. A teenager slouching might be fatigue, not disrespect. Someone avoiding eye contact might be respecting you according to their tradition. Without context, you misread. Reading instantly doesn't mean you decide instantly. It means you notice instantly and take time to learn. You become a student of humanity, fascinated by its diversity. This fascination breeds patience. You stop jumping to conclusions. There are limits. No matter how keen your sense, you will sometimes be wrong. People can hide, and you can misinterpret. There is power in admitting uncertainty. If you think a friend is upset, but they say they're fine, trust their words until proven otherwise. Offer support without assuming you know better. Reading people isn't about control. It's about connection. It allows you to meet others where they are rather than where you want them to be. It fosters empathy, because when you see someone struggle beneath their behavior, your reaction softens. You stop taking things personally. You see the fear behind the criticism, the insecurity behind the arrogance, the sadness behind the distance. To cultivate this ability, practice with yourself. Sit quietly and observe your own thoughts and feelings without labeling them. Notice how your shoulders feel when you're nervous, how your breath changes when you're relaxed, how your face muscles move when you're lying. When you understand your own signals, you see them in others. You become less reactive and more responsive. Your presence becomes an invitation for others to show up honestly because they feel seen. Reading anyone instantly is less about techniques and more about presence. It is the art of paying attention without agenda. When you do that, people reveal themselves. They feel heard, and in that safety, they become readable. In the end, reading people is reading life. The world is constantly speaking through gestures, tones, pauses, and energies. When you slow down and listen, you find you have been given a map for empathy. You don't need to decode secrets. You need to be present enough to notice what is already being said. And as you practice, you will discover that reading others helps you read yourself with the same compassionate clarity.